Yeah, guys, I didn't Minx happened. Yeah, she didn't people were asking me, they're like, did she try and throw you in the pool and kill you? And I was like, no. No.
Okay, everyone come.
I don't think that didn't happen to me.
Listen to my call. All right, please.
I think there's probably a weird like telephone thing that happened because this is my experience with the show. Basically, I was chilling by the pool with Connor, and Minx just wanted to go swimming. I think she just drank too much probably. And she said she wanted to go swimming. So me and Connor just grabbed her and made her not jump in the pool.
Don't do anything.
And maybe from like far away, it was maybe someone thought it looked like she was trying to get us in the pool. And then it just seemed to me like she just drank a lot.
Wow, what a fancy name.
Yeah.
Taking this.
So, I don't know what happened. I definitely was not in any danger. I think it was just a weird game of telephone for chance.
We're gonna go heaven here.
Because it just seemed like she drank a lot.
Well, there was like a moment where like me and Sakuna were talking outside, and like she tried to jump in the pool, and I just fucking grabbed like that. I was like, nope, no, you're not going in the pool. I was like, absolutely not. And I think people said that they thought it was I think people thought it was. I saw someone else say that they thought Minx was trying to throw me in, but no, I stopped her from running in. Because I was like, don't do this. This is a bad idea. I was like talking to Saikuno. I was like, yeah, my lifeguard training's kicked in. I was talking to Saikuno like this. And Minx comes up and I was like, oh, hi. Because she was drunk. I was like, whatever, dude. Dealing with drunk people is like easy. That's fine. You said that she was trying to throw Saikuno. No, she wasn't trying to throw Saikuno in. She was trying to run in. But me and Saikuno were talking, and then she was like, you should go in, Saikuno. And then Saikuno was like, no, obviously. And then she tries to run in, and I'd just be like, nope. And I pull her back, like, twice. Had to do that.
What?
Is my mic on now? Not on here, is it? Probably was. Great, so I just did a whole segment where my mic wasn't picking up on anything. I fucking love my computer sometimes, dude. Well, this stream's going over by like 15 minutes. Alright. Time to reload everything, because we're going to be watching everything again. Woo! I am so sorry. To the people watching this live afterwards, I'm so sorry. I'll put timestamps in the description. Oh boy. Never mind. Alright. Alright, so this is the a follow-up to my Minx video from last week, where I talked about the Minx versus QTCinderella drama that went on. And God damn it, dude. Alright, sorry. I'm pulling up things right now because I'm an unprepared person. Anyway, so let's start this off with Minx. This is Minx's account, by the way. I don't know what this whole thing is. I guess she's like being a parody of something. Anyway, Minx starts off with deleting DMs is sus. Amen for SC. I'm assuming SC means Snapchat. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to take it that way. It continues on here. This is a continuation of the thread. People using a seizure they didn't have as an excuse for ruining a party that cost someone $50K is sus. But I did have a seizure. Who said I didn't? Again, that was Minx. Anyway, going over to here, we have this Haley person who jumps in with a screenshot of QT. This was a screenshot we talked about in my last video on the subject. This is insane. I have people who saw I was pushed and saw me having a seizure. I have a hospital report. If QT didn't block me, I'd love to ask her about this because they said she wasn't even there. Now, there's a lot of confusion on this, and I don't know if this was done intentionally or if perhaps people, or perhaps she doesn't know that she was there or something like that. QT claims she was there. So, going off that, QT shared 3 narratives in her drama. So, and I want to make this clear because I don't think I made this clear in my last video. I put this as a pinned comment on my last video, but I am going to say this. To be clear, QTCinderella shared 3 narratives over the course of this video and her telling of events. Narrative 1, the one you see on screen, was that Minx did not have a seizure and she was not pushed. Now, she deleted the tweet for whatever reason. A, probably because it made her look bad, but B, also probably because she knew it wasn't true. If I had to hazard a guess. Narrative 2 was that Minx was the reason the after party was shut down. XQC, who we saw in the last video, said that the party was getting crazy and things were getting... I've heard reports that things were getting broken, like heaters were thrown in pools broken. I don't know how true that is. I've not found anyone else outside of like 1 or 2 people who have said this. So it's completely possible that that's fabricated. But anyway, he said that the after party was getting crazy and that the house people, who I'm going to assume are either the actual homeowners of the house they were using or the homeowners association, which is possible because they're in LA. And I know that they're in LA because that's where the Streamer Awards event was held. Anyway, after that, XQC basically says that it was held in the residential neighborhood and was it was more than likely shut down due to the stuff getting broken and the home people not liking it, the house people not liking it. Narrative 3, which was the current narrative before something that we'll be seeing in just a second here, was that QTCinderella has tried everything and that's why she's being very public with this. There was a clip of her explaining that in the last video if you don't know that. Anyway, QT has since apologized, saying, "Sorry I haven't streamed much. I'm still really overwhelmed. One big takeaway from this weekend is please stop attacking other streamers on my behalf. It's always a mistake to bring these things to the public eye. I won't make that mistake again. Please do not attack anyone for me, ever." So, to me, that kind of comes across as her apologizing to Minx in a way. She's not really saying, like, I'm sorry to Minx. She's more than likely just, you know, to me it just sounds like, oh, Minx, you know, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done this to Minx. This was something that should not have been very public like it was. Minx responds with, "Promise I'm working on myself. This is my year. Happy St. Patrick's Day." All this happened on St. Patrick's Day. The deleting DM stuff happened the day before on the 16th. And it's unclear what this means. And I'm not clicking quote retreats. This is... So, there was at one point... Now, someone in my comments... said that, on the last video, said that Sykkuno said Minx never tried to throw him into the pool. I did not know that this was something that was said on anyone's thing, like, at all. So, thank you to that guy. Sykkuno indicated someone evidently broke things. He never said that Minx threw heaters in the pool. And, again, that's something else that should be noted. There's no evidence any of this really happened. So the heaters portion of it, I have no idea where that comes from. I don't even know if that's true or not. So anyway, this is apparently Sykkuno's side of the story. Sykkuno, paraphrased. Basically, I was chilling by the pool with Connor, and this is not Connor Eats Pants Connor, and Minx just wanted to go swimming. Thinks she maybe drank too much. Me and Connor prevented her from jumping in. Maybe from far away, someone thought it looked like she tried to get us in the pool. I'm going to play this clip. Just be warned, you know, you're going to hear other voices. He's playing a game with some other people. So I'm sorry if it's not clear what he's saying. That's why this guy paraphrased what he said. Anyway, here's that clip.
Yeah, guys, I didn't Minx happened. Yeah, she didn't people were asking me, they're like, did she try and throw you in the pool and kill you? And I was like, no.
Okay, everyone come.
I don't think that didn't happen to me.
Listen to my call. All right, please.
I think there's probably a weird like telephone thing that happened, because this is my experience with the show. Basically, I was chilling by the pool with Connor, and Minx just wanted to go swimming. I think she was just drank too much probably. And she said she wanted to go swimming. So me and Connor just grabbed her and made her not jump in the pool.
Don't do anything.
And maybe from like far away, it was maybe someone thought it looked like she was trying to get us in the pool. And then it just seemed to me like she just drank a lot.
Wow, what a fancy name.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what happened. I definitely was not in any danger. I think it was just a weird game of telephone, perchance.
We're gonna go heaven here.
Because it just seemed like she drank a lot.
Alright, so that's his side of events. Now, this is the Connor Sea Dogs VA. This is the Connor he is talking about in this one.
Well, there was like a moment where like me and Sykkuno were talking outside, and like she tried to jump in the pool, and I just fucking grabbed like that. I was like, nope, no, you're not going in the pool. I was like, absolutely not. And I think people said that they thought it was I think people thought it was. I saw someone else say that they thought Minx was trying to throw me in, but no, I stopped her from running in, because I was like, don't do this. This is a bad idea. I was like talking to Sykkuno. I was like, yeah, my lifeguard training's kicked in. I was talking to Sykkuno like this, and Minx comes up, and I was like, oh, hi. Because she was drunk. I was like, whatever, dude. Dealing with drunk people is like easy. That's fine. They said that she was trying to throw Sykkuno. No, she wasn't trying to throw Sykkuno in. She was trying to run in. But me and Sykkuno were talking, and then she was like, you should go in, Sykkuno. And then Sykkuno was like, no, obviously. And then she tries to run in, and I'd just be like, nope. And I pull her back like twice. Had to do that.
Alright, so that was the Connor explaining his side of events. Alright. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I have to agree with both Connor and Sykkuno. This seems like one big game of telephone where nobody really knows what actually happened that night. You know, there's reports that, oh, Minx drank too much, and well, I guess that's kind of consistent amongst most tellings, so I shouldn't even say that. But anyway, you know, and there's other reports saying that, you know, she didn't have a seizure. There's people that said she did, and then there's this narrative going on right now, where we're seeing a lot more people say that basically this telling of events is completely and utterly false because it did happen. She was there and everything else. And I agree. There seems to be one big game of telephone where nobody really knows what's going on, especially QTCinderella, because now we're getting reports that says she wasn't even there. Well, who do we believe? Personally, I don't really believe QTCinderella a whole hell of a lot. I think that she has every reason to lie in this situation. Heck, I think that maybe she's the one that kind of started the situation off by lying. I do think she was there. I don't know where Minx got the idea that she wasn't. Especially because there were other people there, or there were other people on a clip from hers that were backing her up, saying like, yeah, that were saying similar things, that said the heaters were being thrown into the pool. The only reason I didn't believe that at the time, and I really still don't, is because, like everyone has been saying, it's a big game of telephone. We don't know the whole situation, and in my opinion, we really can't form any solid foundation of what went on. You know, I even put my thoughts out on a document, not a public one, on a private one, to try and get my thoughts together on it, and it still didn't even make sense to me. You know, one second we're saying she came to the award ceremony drunk. The next second, when you look at the timeline of events, it's not possible for her to have gone. It's really not possible for her to have gotten to the award ceremony drunk, and then apparently do anything else. Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It makes more sense that she drank at the award ceremony, or even before, but in the building. If you get what I'm saying. You know, and not to mention, QT's narrative doesn't even line up with anyone else's real telling of events. It more or less matches up with her own, or, you know, it more or less matches up with her own way of saying things, and a group of people that will back her up on literally anything she says. You know, and the Poggers community does not have a huge reputation for being good people. Half the time, most of them aren't even all that knowledgeable on subjects that they talk about or anything like that. And in the past, the Poggers community has even been in dramas kind of similar to this, where there's like 16 different narratives, no one really actually knows what happened that night, and everyone's just going off of word of mouth of another person who's going off of word of mouth of another person. So, am I surprised that people are saying that there's a big telephone game? Absolutely not. In my opinion, I think that QTCinderella just got upset that events that she wants to be taken as kind of serious are getting goofed on and kind of being turned into the whole criticism of that community, which is that they're nothing but a huge frat. You know, they party and they do all these things exactly how, like, frats do. And that's really, I think, what it comes down to. I think she gets upset that, like, she wants to create these professional events and no one takes it seriously. And I think that's where this whole, like, outlash at Minx came from, was just, here's something that she wants taken extremely seriously, and here's Minx, and here's a drama coming out of it from Minx, which, by the way, I don't even think was public prior to QT talking about it. So that's kind of an own on her part. If that's the case. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. You know, half these people, like, share narratives that doesn't make sense, and the other half just blindly believe whatever someone tells them. We've seen it time and time again with people who know very little about what actually has gone on those nights in question, and I really wouldn't be surprised if in the coming weeks or in the coming days we get another narrative that comes out of this event, of which I'm not covering anymore. I've done 3 videos on this subject. I'm not doing any more. I want to make that clear. I did not expect this to be a 3-week-long segment. Anyway, I think that just about wraps up this scenario. And I think that just about wraps up this whole drama in general. There's not much more that can be said that hasn't already been said. If anything more comes out that's more damning or anything like that, sure, I'll probably cover it. But I'm not going to do another video on it unless, like I said, it's damning or there's a significant reason to want to do it. So, with that out of the way, I think I'm going to end this segment and move on to the next one. Let me get it set up real quick, because my mic wasn't recording earlier, and now I have to reset everything up.
Very far.
Alright, let's see. Okay. So, I think we are set now. So, really quickly go over here, do this. So, judging by the title of whatever I'm going to call the video, and the stream right now saying it, YouTube striking people, let's talk about what's going on with YouTube currently. And is YouTube actually broken? That seems to be a question, at least in my opinion, that needs to be answered. I've noticed that live streams aren't getting pushed as much. And I'm not just talking about mine. I'm talking about in general. Like, I'll look up gameplay for like Sons of the Forest, Elden Ring, any game that I currently am playing. Destiny 2 is a big one that I'm playing right now. And I don't get any actual live streams or anything like that. I only get videos. And this kind of stems from a transcript bug that was happening a while back where it seemed like where transcripts disappeared for some reason and then mysteriously just came back the same day. And after that, a lot of people were getting struck for seemingly no reason at all, random reasons. Heck, I'd even say unwarranted reasons. So, you know, and we can see that right here, where Augie RFC reports that his Adam22 investigation was flagged. We went over everything, Adam's blog post, his response statements, articles, but there was never any harassment. We were fair. At Team YouTube, please look into this, and then I'm assuming the link to the video. Hi, Red Fox Comms. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately we think it violates our harassment policy. Now, he did get it to go back up, so that's good on him. You know, but there have been other cases with, like, this porcelain guy. YouTube is an absolute mess right now. Not only have a bunch of my videos been randomly age restricted, but I've now had a harassment strike for an unlisted compilation of Patrick Thompson clips I was using as a resource material for an upcoming interview. Again, if you notice, harassment policy. And it's what he just said. Unlisted video. So what's going on? Well, simply put, I think that there's a lot of things going on. You know, and here's Tommy C saying this kind of the same thing, a strike. Here, I will play the video now.
What's up, everybody? Look, I got some bad news. We have another strike. That's 2 in the last 2 weeks, 3 in the last 3 months, and they all got rejected. I worked for YouTube privately. They got them. They all eventually got spit out, but that's not after, like, every single one of my appeals was rejected. When I get it to YouTube directly through Team YouTube, they tend to remove it. It's a PUBG stream from 5 years ago. I really went through a bit of it. It's mostly me whining about losing. I don't think I attack minorities out of nowhere in this stream. I think the channel's under attack. The other bad news is, although this may have been resolved, we may not be able to use Real Talk song anymore because it's getting auto-claimed. And I'm kind of working with the person who's claiming it, and I don't know, because when Real Talk stuff was being claimed that was out of his control, I don't know if it's out of this person's control either. If that continues, whether he can get a hold of it or not, if he can't get a hold of it, I'm gonna have to pull the song. Good news is, first claim has been they gave it back to me. They didn't follow through with the claim, so that's a good sign. And but yeah, if it's gonna get auto-cleared every time I play it, obviously I gotta do something about it. So yeah, bad news to start the week. What can I tell you? See y'all soon. I'll let you know if for some reason the strike gets released tonight. I'll go live. Talk to you later. Bye.
So there's Tommy C talking about his strike, and it seems to be somewhat similar. A harassment strike on an old stream that just shouldn't be there. Now, I think that in his case and a lot of other people's cases, it will get overturned, but for whatever reason, YouTube's going through this. I have my suspicions, which I'll get into at the end, but I think we're going to move on to here, where Augie, again, YouTube confirms the video will remain banned. The reason, no reason stated. There's absolutely no harassment. We covered a public story completely fairly. And here's that. Again, whatever's going on seems to be on their end. It seems to be a bug going through the system. I would not be surprised to learn that it really is just that, a bug. next we have Augie, who, again, Augie. Our Adam 22 video, now on Rumble, is still being investigated, but I don't have high hopes. YouTube just can't make up a reason to own you. It's been happening to everyone. Just found out Drew is Sharing's channel got demonetized for the promotion of heroin. He's a weed channel. Moving over to Drew, where we have another clip. And I'm going to say something about Drew because I genuinely feel bad for him. So here is Drew.
We very far behind it, but that's okay. Also, my entire YouTube channel got demonetized, so I've just lost myself like $4 grand a month. Well, anywhere from $1 grand to $4 grand a month. It sort of depends. It never is more. It's never more than $4 grand. It's never less than $1 grand. But my YouTube channel just got demonetized, so I'm losing anywhere from $1 grand to $4 grand a month. So if you guys wanna hit me with a sub or like support on Patreon or whatever, that'd be cool. How come they did that? You want to know why they did it? Because I inquired about them falsely age restricting one of my videos.
Bringing the fire, my G.
They then came back to me and said, no, the age restriction's in place because, and it's actually right, the age restriction's in place and it's right, and it's because you showed how to make drugs such as heroin and cocaine. I didn't do that in the video. That's the whole reason why I'm trying to appeal it, because that doesn't happen in the video. And then they came back and said, no, that does happen in the video. When the fuck does that happen in my video? And then not only that, so they came back with that. So I came back with another appeal and I said, bro, that doesn't happen. Like, contact the internal team. Blah, blah, blah. You know what the internal team came back with? They demonetized my entire channel for the same reason. The reason on my thing saying that my channel is demonetized is because of videos about heroin and cocaine. But what? So cheers, YouTube, for not only not fixing the problem, but doubling down on the problem, and then making the problem even worse. So shout out to you, YouTube. Shout out to you. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't care.
Alright, so that was Drew on the subject of his channel getting demonetized. And, you know, it really sucks when this stuff happens, and I think a lot of people do need to understand that, like, YouTube can just strike us for no reason. Strike us creators for no reason. Alright? And it happens more and more frequently every year, or well, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It seems to be that there's a big thing going on right now, because again, this is going back to, he's a weed channel. How do you know, it's like, you're not showing anyone how to actually make this stuff. Especially heroin or cocaine. Like, that doesn't make sense. None of his videos have that. You know, none of that stuff happens. And it's almost like they're doing this because you know, because there's bugs in their system, or probably because of the transferring of leadership from Susan Wojcicki to this new person, who I don't know the name of right now. Anyway, here's Doc on the radio with hate speech on one of his videos. Where do these strikes come from? So that's why I'm thinking that this goes back to the transcript. Now, if it's going through your transcript and it's flagging like key words down, that would make sense. That would explain why the transcripts are probably part of the problem. Because if you don't know, when you upload a video, it has to undergo checks. Now, a video already uploaded, if it gets flagged, the bot rechecks the whole thing. And if it notices something that the checking bot, the one that you use when you upload, which is a different one than I think than the one that they use with reports, if that notices something in the transcript that's not supposed to be there, it will strike it. And the reality is, when you go through YouTube's thing on their platform, it's nothing but a bunch of automated bots and everything else. You know, I've not had to deal with it yet. I assume I will in the future. And I think that that's kind of just like the big thing right now. But here, again, here's Bo Blacks, another major person in the community. You've received a copyright claim on a 4-year-old video YouTube's Twitter reaction to Shane Dawson's Jake Paul series. The bot must be going through again, and it could be in Bo Black's case, this could be a person messing with him, but it's highly unlikely. All right, YouTube is constantly undergoing change, and things can happen. Heck, I think that's probably why when the transcript bug happened, we saw, or we're seeing more people get struck. I think that I think that if this continues, people aren't going to want to be on the platform, which to some people might seem like a good thing, but to others really isn't. To some people, this is their livelihood. This is how they make money. I know not, in this case, Drew, and I know he doesn't do this for a living. He makes it on the side. But in his case, that's $1 to $4 grand a month he cannot make from his channel, all because YouTube decided to double down on something that's so obviously not true. I think that this issue stems from everyone not... I think this issue just stems from the transcripts. Obviously, I think something happened with those that's caused this. And it's by the time this video goes up, or, well, anytime after March 21st, 2023, it will probably be fixed sometime in the near future. Because this is kind of insane. The fact that, like, everyone's getting struck. I'm surprised that none of my things have gotten struck. That's seemingly something that should happen, but I thank that it doesn't happen. It's just, like, really strange that I'm noticing a lot of people that I follow get struck, but I myself am not getting struck at all for covering kind of the same topics. And who knows, maybe it's something in the way that I talk about topics, or maybe it's something in the way that I say things. I don't know. But I do think YouTube needs to fix this. The transcript bug happened all the way back on, like, the 7th. And it's now the 21st, and we are still seeing a ton of people get struck for no reason. Or for things like hate speech and harassment. So, it is what it is, and I'm gonna pray that it's gonna get fixed. And I just mean that, like, it will, and yeah, I hope that it gets fixed, because I don't, I'm on my way to 100 subs right now. I'm doing pretty good. My channel has been doing pretty good lately, and I don't want that to stop. I really enjoy streaming. I enjoy just sitting down and talking and I just sit down and enjoy talking on streams. And it really is a nice thing to do, where I don't have to worry about it. I just edit down these clips, and I put them on YouTube for people to watch. I have a video with over 600 views. I did not expect that to happen. And really, I think that that's pretty awesome. But I guess we'll see where this goes in the future. I'm not worried about my channel personally. I know that there's a lot of people who will sit there and, like, make a video kind of like this, where they go, oh, my channel's under attack. No, it's not my channel. It's everyone else's. But I do have friends, well, not friends, but I know people in this community. And I know that that's kind of messed up that this is happening to them. So, with that out of the way, I think that's this topic done and dusted. There's not much more to talk about on this one. I mean, seriously, what more can I say? Make noise on Twitter. If there's someone that you follow on Twitter or if there, if you follow any of these people on Twitter, make some noise for them. Help them get their stuff done. Don't harass anyone. Let me make that clear. Don't harass people. Just make noise. Like Team YouTube, at Team YouTube, you need to look at this. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this. I'm moving on to the next topic. All right. I might not do a ranting segment because I don't have anything to rant about today. Nothing made me angry this week, and it was kind of lame. This week's been kind of lame. I like the book. I like the Mandalorian episode though. The last week was pretty lame, but I did like the Mando episode, so that was good. All right. Anyway, let me go over to here. Do that. All right. KSI called out Wade Plem. I hope that's how you say his name. I don't actually know how to say his name. This is a topic that I kind of just got introduced to today when I'm making the stream. I don't know much about the boxing scene, which is what this is about, and I don't know much about KSI and, you know, everything like that. But I thought that this was kind of a funny story, and I don't know how wrong this Wade guy is. So I'm going to ask, you know, it's like, if you think I'm wrong about this, and I'm going to give my opinions on why I think he's right here in a second, and what he's saying. But, you know, if I got something wrong, I'm not familiar with the boxing scene enough to know, like, these things, but if I got something wrong, please feel free to comment and say, like, no, you did get this wrong, okay? So, KSI calls out Wade Plem after he doesn't disagree that Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury outsells KSI versus Jake Paul. So it's talking about numbers.
This year, and we heard from Jake in the Impulsive podcast, he does not think that the KSI fight sells like a Tommy Fury rematch and a Floyd Mayweather fight. And I don't know that I can disagree with him right now. I don't, because they pulled some legitimately crazy numbers. And while I used to be on the train that Jake and KSI did similar numbers, I don't know that that's the case anymore. And is this year.
Okay. So basically what he's saying is that the numbers probably aren't, you know, there's not going to be the numbers that KSI versus Jake Paul would have. I don't know how wrong he is about that. You know, KSI and Jake Paul both have very kid audiences who probably can't afford to do these pay-per-view boxing matches. You know, they're really just appealing to the more adults in their audience who will sit down and like boxing and stuff like that. So I don't know how wrong he is about that, but here is KSI's response. This man acts like he knows everything about boxing. He does not know shit. You're not that guy. Can't believe Sharky let the snake into my box. F off. This Wade guy plays all sides, trying to please everyone. You are so fake. Oh my god. Fuck you and everything you stand for, you two-faced. I can't say that word. Man, fuck Wade. And that's all coming from KSI, who, KSI addresses this in a new tweet. To you, it's an overreaction, but to me, oh wait, do I have it backwards? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. I don't know why. I understand I ruffle some feathers at Misfits with my take on things, but I don't, and I never switched up on you in personal or online. My opinions of a potential fight don't reflect my opinions of you as a person or a fighter. I've always respected you as both. KSI responds, to you it's an overreaction, but to me it's a build-up for a lot of things behind the scenes. You can have a public opinion, but don't come to me on a switch-up when you see me in person. Sorry for my outburst, but I'm human. I'm going to get angry sometimes. Wade responds to this to this drama alert tweet. My opinions around the tag team idea was never hate. I had concerns over its safety and rule set, and I never needed to see it happen. When I saw it, I gladly found that those precautions were taken. I'm not sure where JJ is getting this, but behind the scenes, I said the same thing. And this is in response to this KSI tweet. The initial hatred towards the tag team boxing that he put out publicly, but privately loved the idea. He literally just says and does whatever the public want to hear, while privately trying to please everyone. I'm done with it. Be true to yourself publicly and privately towards me. And now KSI does apologize. I'm sorry for my tweets. It was out of character. We've already spoken privately, but I wanted to publicly apologize to Wade. Now this is where Kavos comes in, and Kavos says, Lamau, the backlash got to him, got too much. Remember how hard they fought to justify what they were doing. They only are sorry because there's no other way out. Remember how they were pushing Wade was bad behind the scenes? This has been brewing for ages. They really showed themselves up for this apology. It is as hollow as it gets. But I know KSI fans will eat it up. And this is KSI responding to a Jake Paul tweet. Such insecure clowns. Wade is quality. Plays it down the middle. Says things about me I don't like. But that just means he's keeping his opinion real. Now back to my vacation. He responds with this you. And this is get rid of anyone that plays both sides. No matter how much they mean to you. Loyalty to everyone is loyalty to no one. And, you know, I don't know, and again, I'm going to say this, I don't know much about the boxing scene, nor do I know much about numbers and stuff like that, but I don't know if I can fully disagree with the Wade guy. KSI and Jake Paul both have very childlike audiences. Alright, they're not very grown-up audiences that are going to care about this boxing and care about stuff like this. When you've got these pay-per-view matches, it's usually like Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, or and I'm sorry if I got his name wrong, or was it Logan? No, it was Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. So, you know, and those both sold huge numbers. Why? Because it's a big-name boxing title or a big up-and-comer that the boxing scene has been looking at for a while. And now here's Jake Paul, or now here is putting up two YouTubers against each other in a situation that would people really care about? I'm sure like KSI and Jake Paul fans would care about it, but would anyone else really care about it? Not really, and thus the numbers might be lower than anticipated. Why create an event you know is just going to lose money if you can make an event that's going to make even more money? You know, imagine you see like Jake Paul go up against Salt Poppy. I've seen people pay for these matches. Heck, I'd probably pay for that match and go watch it myself. You have people that stream these YouTube boxing events, but they usually match them up with people that have been in the fighting ring or the fighting scene for some time. Not many people in not many people in like the boxing community I think really care about Jake Paul or KSI. They just care to see like, oh, did Salt Poppy win or did Floyd Mayweather win? So, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the numbers would be way higher for a Jake Paul versus KSI fight, but like I said, I doubt it personally. I think that the numbers don't line up. I think that it would be way better to like have Jake Paul go up against someone like Salt Poppy, or God, I don't even know half the boxers in that scene. I'm gonna be honest with you. Or to see like Logan Paul go up against Floyd Mayweather. I think those would sell more, you know. And I think there's an upcoming one from Jake Paul, or from the Paul's side of things. It's the Misfits boxing tournament, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get it up. It's right... Okay, maybe I'm not. It's right here. Got it. Let me bring this over to here so that everyone can see it, and then switch back to here. Yeah. Who's excited for Misfits 6? You know, and you can see that you've got, like, all these big names going up against each other. Yeah, and I don't know most of the people on this, but it's like, I'm going to assume that this is going to be selling a lot more numbers than KSI versus Logan Paul or Jake Paul. You know, we saw like how Deji did when it was Deji versus one of the Paul brothers. Those numbers were extremely low. More people came for the other fights than they did for the Deji fights. So, you know, that's kind of all I have to say about this topic. And that's kind of where I think I'm probably going to end today's stream. Like I said, I don't have anything to really talk about outside of Mando, and there's nothing really to say there. I like the episode. I'm not going to spoil anything. And we're not at the midpoint of the series yet, so I don't really want to talk about it. There's nothing... Yeah. You know, and I've tried to like go and I've tried to see if there's like anything to talk about, and there's just really not. So, you know, I had a fun hour. The first 15 minutes didn't have audio. It's always fun to learn. But, you know, if you're watching this as a VOD, I'm just going to put a timestamp in the description of when the audio actually starts, because my mic has been frigging screwing up lately. So, yeah. I hope yous enjoyed. And I'll be catching you guys probably next Tuesday, or live next Tuesday. Videos every week except Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because I don't have a rants video for Monday. So let's go with... Yep. I like that. Alright, I will see you guys on Tuesday live.